Well, it all started way back in 2004. We were interested in finding a building to develop and to move our little architectural firm into. And we were doing pretty good at the time. We had about 10 people going. It was pre-Great Recession, and we needed more space. We were bursting at the seams. Looked at a lot of places and settled on 3015 Salena Street, the old Locouture Brothers stair manufacturing company. It was the biggest building, I think, in the neighborhood, and the one with the most problems, I would soon find out. It's been a long process to get this thing where it is. We first bought the building not knowing what we were getting into, hoping that we could maybe fill it with architects someday. It was a few months before we got our act together and started renovating. And during those months, I would drive by this building every night on my way home with a huge case of buyer's remorse, just wondering what in the world did I get myself into. An old leaky battleship is a good way to describe this place. It was raining inside the building. Whenever it rained outside, we had at least 30 holes in the roof, so I had all kinds of buckets upstairs to catch that. It was just a mess. We got going and got ourselves in the building, and all we did was create a little pocket on the first floor, about half of the first floor, where we could move those 10 architects in and get busy. And it worked out just fine. I didn't know I was getting into phase 2, but the recession hit and we ran out of work. And so before I, let my guys go, I thought, well, why don't we start building around here? So we started building offices on the first floor. We built out, I believe, 6 or 7 offices on the first floor and rented them out and made our office smaller. We didn't need as much room as we thought. Anyway, we put all that up, and thank God the tenants came. I thank God every day for my tenants, because they allowed us to keep the building. We decided to go ahead and finish out the second floor. We had 2 tenants up there who were kind of bookends of the floor. Then we just looked to finish out the middle space and rent it out. Well, when we first finished it out, it was 3,000 square feet of this big, beautiful empty space, but nobody wanted that much room. My wife Annie and Kat, our operations director, cornered me at lunch one day and said, "You should take that space." And so I thought they were crazy until I started doing the math on the back of my napkin, and actually it worked out okay. So we took a leap of faith and we started building out up here, and that's the space that you see now. We carved 2 more tenant spaces out, so made it smaller. So we're at 2,000 square feet up here, and we're loving it. It's a neat, big old room. We feel like we're all back in school, working together and collaborating to do our work. A few years back, we were approached by a company named Sunbest to see if we'd be interested in putting solar on the roof, and we did. If you see that roof now, it's just a farm of solar panels up there. I'm excited to have those up there. I'd always thought about that when we first bought the building, trying to make it as green as possible. Another green initiative we did around here was in the last couple of phases there. We didn't throw out much. As we did demo and such, we just looked for different ways to use our building materials. For example, if you look up at the ceiling on the second floor, we reused some flooring that had been removed, just used it as ceiling paneling. There are lots of old windows and doors that have been repurposed, and it's a good place to work.